Seth, and my name's Bernard. Next week is Speed Skating Week here in Fort St. John. The Fort St. John Elks Skating Club, they're joining me right now. So Kate, the coordinator and alumni of the club, Denny, which is an Olympian, he's from here. And how are you all doing today?
Fantastic. Super excited about the week coming up.
Oh, it's going to be really, really fun. And how are you feeling, Denny?
Really great. I'm looking forward to making the trip to Fort St. John again and revisiting my roots, seeing my family and everyone at the club and everyone who comes out to skate.
And how long has it been?
Honestly, since I've skated on the ice there in Fort St. John, it must be 3 or 4 years now.
That is
Um,
a long time. You don't come up to visit often.
I visit my family still. They live there every year or so, but I
Oh,
just
okay.
haven't been on the ice in a while. So
So
it'll be
it's
great to be
gonna feel
back.
really good.
Yeah, I just pulled my skates out of the basement with my sharpening jig and stones to get my skates all tuned up and had to get through some boxes to find my Olympic medals and things. So it's fun to relive the glory days.
And also, the background behind, like the history behind Speed Skating Week. Can you tell me more about that, Kate?
Well, Speed Skating Week actually came out of a post COVID kind of rejuvenation of sports. And we were lucky enough to get a grant from Via Sport, which is a sporting organization. And from that, kind of grew the idea to invite Denny back and have him. Show his medal and meet with maybe some new skaters, excite our skaters that we have going on right now. And then the city jumped on board and they were amazing. They proclaimed it Speed Skating Week in Fort St. John. And so it has just grown from kind of a single day event to a full week long lots of great activities happening. So super excited to share with not only potentially new participants, but also maybe new community members that want to volunteer or even spectate and see the amazing stuff we have going on here.
And Kate and Denny, it is not a surprise here in Fort St. John. There's a big speed skating community, especially the infrastructure we have.
Oh, we are amazingly lucky with the infrastructure. So, our speed skating indoor long track oval is one of only three in Canada. And Quebec only just came online last year. So, we really are an amazing facility. We have had the great experience of hosting not only local meets, provincial meets, national meets, but we've actually even hosted international meets at our facility. So, if you haven't seen it, you got to come down to some of our events because it is a very rare facility in Canada.
And Denny, for you, you skated here for many, many, many years. Do you think our speed skating rink it's the best one in Canada?
I would say the best in the world, actually. It's phenomenal that they have such a facility in Fort St. John. They make great ice, and the building, because it's so tight around the rink, makes for really fast ice and fast conditions. If you get a big crowd out there, you can get the wind going. But it's really neat to see because, like, I grew up in Fort St. John. I think I moved there in like 1989, 1990, and started right with the club from a young age. And my parents got involved. My brother and sister skated. It was a family affair. It takes a village, right? And so, right from the ground up, I chased my brother onto the provincial team, provincial records, onto the national team with national records. And it was a pretty cool experience for me as a 17-year-old traveling to Japan for Junior Worlds at such a young age and branching out from Fort St. John to eventually skate in Calgary with the national team and then go to four Olympics um, and get to come back to the community and see it come kind of full circle now that I'm lived in Calgary for a long time and now Edmonton. And there's young skaters like Josh Telson's coming up, and he's on the national team. He's skating in Obihiro, Japan this weekend. He's live tonight, actually, online. You can look at the Fort St. John speed skating website to see a link to that. And it's just cool to see it full circle after so many years. 2003, I went to Junior Worlds in Japan, and now Josh Telson's competing at a World Cup in Japan, in the same city, 20 years later. And so it's neat to see. And before me, there was Lydia Johnson Blair. And after Josh, who knows next? Who knows who's going to be next? Maybe there'll be someone who comes and skates with us on Monday at the free skate event.
It is so cool that speed skating is like a small community.
It's amazing. It's a
Exactly.
small community and it's a great kind of family
Yeah.
feel to it. And so many people who join the club initially just thinking they're going to try it out, they just love kind of the volunteer group, and the kids develop long lasting friendships. And it's this legacy that's been handed down from, Denny's kind of era and all the way down, and the skaters are great mentors for the next group coming up, and it's a fantastic community to be a part of.
And what do you want to say about that, like being a small community, Denny?
Well, that's it. I think there's huge advantages to having been from a small community where there was this village within the village, this speed skating community within the city of Fort St. John. And, there's, as much as I knew and was friends with all my skaters, all their friends helped with the club, were friends with my parents. We'd get together, end of season events and things like that. And it made training fun, and it made the whole season fun, and traveling to competitions throughout the year. Pretty special in hindsight. It's neat for me to be returning to Fort St. John now that I've been removed from speed skating. I retired in 2020 officially. And so it's neat to come back into it and almost remember and appreciate a little bit more all that went into it, from the ground up, from early in my career, to get me to where I got to in speed skating and traveling the world and whatnot.
And absolutely. And also, of course, you guys are here to talk about Speed Skating Week, the events. Tell me more about it.
So the week kicks off on November 12th, and there will be kind of the online increased exposure and coloring competitions and draws and everything happening virtually. But the highlight is obviously having our Skate with the Olympian. So Denny will be on site, and between noon and 4 p.m. at the Pomeroy Sports Centre, oval level, we will have on-ice stuff, but we're also going to have a ton of off-ice stuff. So if you don't know how to skate and you don't want to throw skates on, still come down. There's a lot of stuff going on, refreshments, activities, information. We're going to have it all. Then the week kind of goes on with our long track practice that evening, starting at 5 o'clock, being open to the public to watch what's going on. Then we continue on Wednesday with our volunteer and sponsor recognition evening. That's an invite-only evening, but we're so excited to be able to thank all of our really important volunteers, officials, and of course the amazing community sponsors. And then Thursday, we go on to open viewing of our short track practice, and that starts at 5:30, along with a course being put on for anybody interested in volunteering in speed skating to know more. And then the week wraps up on the 18th, and it will fly by.
Wow, lots of fun. And also, Denny, how are you feeling, being the Olympian being the Olympian that's there for the Skate with an Olympian event?
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a fun throwback because I feel like I've been this Olympian identity for quite some time, and then I've went back to school. I'm in medical school now in Edmonton, and to throw the skates back on and the skin suit back on and play this Olympic role again will be a little different than I've been used to for the past number of years. So really cool to get back to the community. I hope to see some old friends and maybe even see the kids of some old friends come out to the Oval and join us for a skate. And I'll have the medals with me. I think Kate's got some autograph cards organized. And honestly, my only regret is that I wish I could be there for the volunteer event to say thank you to them, because quite often the volunteers are parents of skaters just like me, and they make the world go around. And Kate, thank you for having me on this event, and thank you for everything.
It's going to be awesome. We're so excited to be seeing you again, Danny.
Can't wait to be back in Fort St. John.
And Kate, before I let you go, do you have anything else to add?
No, just to remember that, if you are at all interested in seeing anything about speed skating, come on down. It's not a closed community. We're happy to have any age. We really believe in active for life and a true community spirit. So if you're just looking for a chance to come and watch some of these young, amazing skaters, or a chance to volunteer doing something different you've never seen before, we're excited to add to our community all the time.
I want to say thank you so much for joining me, Kate and Denny. For more details on Speed Skating Week, you can visit energeticcity.ca. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
Thanks for having us.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 104